What's happening, everyone? My name is Pardon My Presence, and you are listening to the Pardon My Presence YouTube channel, a channel where I address common issues from a unique point of view. It's also a place where I pardon a space for critical thought and analysis in today's society, where well-informed, logical assessments are slowly becoming taboo. Well, first things first, there's a group of kids who are selling water, and this is a common thing because a lot of these kids, they are too young to have real legal employment, so this is a way for them to make money and hustle, so they sell water. Makes sense. But here you have Meek Mills coming through in his six-figure vehicle, looking like Daddy Warbucks coming to the hood, and he is asking them, what am I supporting? As opposed of saying, what are you selling? Right? Because right away it comes across like it's a charity case. Right? What's a charity? What do you guys do? Who are you helping? No. These are guys who are young entrepreneurs and their business is selling water. Do you want water or not, Meek Mills? But he doesn't want the water because they even offer him and he denies it. He declines it. What he says is that, what am I supporting? Gives one man a 20. Doesn't want the water in exchange. So of course, once everybody else sees that it's charity that's being given out, someone else naturally asks for their own $20 bill, because again, this is Daddy Warbucks coming through in his Wraith, right? And there was Lamborghini, in his Bentley, whatever the case may be. So now they're in beg mode. So now they're asking for more $20 bills, and Meek is saying no. Meek is saying, I gave you guys a dub or 20. You guys split it amongst all 8 of you. Now tell me if that's not the grimiest thing you've ever heard somebody say. Here's the thing. You can't come to a buffet. Right? Okay. Let's put it this way. You can't come to a lion's den looking like a buffet and throw a rabbit down for 8 lions to eat, while you're looking there looking like a whole antelope. Does that make any sense? They're gonna look at you as food. They're gonna look at you and say, what's wrong with this guy? Why would I take a rabbit? And here you are looking like a whole meal. So of course they're gonna want more. And this is the thing about this whole situation. It's not that Meek Mill is supposed to give them his money. Right? They never asked for charity. They're there selling water. I'm sure they would have been a lot less hostile, more respectful. They would have respected them more if he said, here's $20. How much water can I get? And then he would have exchanged the water. It would have been a business deal, a business transaction. And then they could go about their way. But instead, what he did, he turned it right away from a business transaction to a charity case. To make it seem like he's doing good for kids in the hood, but he is still being stingy, right? Short arms, deep pockets, and not providing enough for all of these kids to eat from. Now, the other part to this is that water boys, especially in Atlanta, seems to be a growing phenomenon where you have a lot of kids who are selling water on the corners, in the middle of the island of roads, and many times they're harassing drivers to the point where they've actually assaulted drivers and have been accused of committing robbery or stick-ups or stealing vehicles, right? And all of those things can happen. But again, if Meek Mills is afraid of those things, then he could have easily rolled up his window and kept driving. Not only did he choose to roll down his window and stop and talk to these kids like if he knows them, like he was comfortable with them, he also chose to film them. And that is really the thing that makes it an exploit. It's the fact that Meek Mill decided to, without their permission, take footage of them and make it seem like he's doing a charity case, like he's doing something good for the hood, like he's the Robin Hood, the guy who's still attached to the streets. And this is why it comes off as disingenuous. And this is why I say to people like Meek Mills, a lot of times these kids don't want charity. They just want to do their business and to make money at the end of the day. Now, what would have been a better alternative than to just give them $20 to split amongst 8 kids would be to say, hey, how much money do you guys make on a daily basis selling water? You know, water is good and all, but you ever thought about selling something else? You know, how about other commodities that you could think of? Right? Take this money here and re-up and invest into something else. What else can you guys sell? How can you guys make enough money where you guys are able to, you know, financially thrive amongst the 8 of you guys? Do you have to be stuck on the corner? Can you take this hustle online to the where you're making money in your sleep? Like, you know, provide them with information. Provide them with game. Maybe give them a contact. So you can say, hey, look, I might have a product that you could hustle on the streets for me. You might be able to make more money, and I'll pay you based on what you sell. And now you're encouraging these these kids to think in different ways, right? Where they could, you know, exercise their mind and think about different hustles and how they can make money, as opposed to making it a charity case. And this is what you're supposed to do. Okay, now, again, I don't want to place blame on Meek Mill's 100% because he did try to do something, but the vein in which he did it in was wrong. And I think people need to understand there's a lot better ways, a lot better means to help these kids who are on the street selling water, right? Because water in itself, I personally wouldn't want to take water from these guys. I might give them money for the water in exchange, and I'll take the water, but I wouldn't drink it, right? And there's one thing about kids that people need to understand, and this happens in African countries as well too. You have kids on the side of the roads, running alongside vehicles, selling stuff, right? Whether it's water, drinks, whether it's food, snacks, they do it. They don't want charity. It's a business for them. You give them the money, they give you the product. That's all they're looking for. They're businessmen, right? So you gotta treat them with that level of respect as well too. Again, that's my take on it. You let me know what you feel, how you think. You let me know what do you think is the proper opinion or the proper way to handle the situation. But until next time, pardon my presence. I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe, and also share. Peace.